So the Doom Dark Ages, the physical edition, right? You know, the actual disc, you know,
Right.
you have to download the whole game. It's like it's not like anything on the disc. I mean, it's literally just like a game keycard situation.
I was gonna say, I think we talked about this the other day when we were talking about the Switch games, which everybody should go check out that video.
Good call out.
It's the sad future we're facing now, where like this is the final transition to digital, right?
Right.
The discs mean nothing. They're essentially a code in the box, quote unquote.
They've been like that since after 360, because at least on 360, it was on the disc. But now there's been way more times than ever where it, like, even if the game was on the disc, it still forced you to install it to like the, you know, some drive,
right?
Which is stupid. But
yeah, it's just been the downfall of all of this like physical media for PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo was the last bastion, but they're even doing it now. So. But I mean, there's just like no hope.
It's weird because they're doing it, but only for everyone else. Like they themselves have not. Once they start doing their own game key cards, it's over. It's actually over.
Right.
But they oddly, it's like, hey, we'll give you guys the option to do this, and now everyone's jumping on board. But that's Nintendo. We talked about that. Like I said, we should, you know, you guys should check that video out. But in this case, also apparently this happened with Indiana Jones. I was not aware of that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. You see, I don't know that because it's on Game Pass. So like that was like a game. But it did come out for PlayStation, so I guess that's when everybody found out that you had to just install the whole game or whatever. But like it makes sense, right? Like they're not gonna put these like 100+ gigabyte games on a disc and then just when you could just download it and have the disc be like nothing, right?
Right.
And then down the road, right, it's a big just play because then they're like, oh, there's nothing on the disc all along. So, like, what do you need the disc for when you're just buying a digital game anyway and using the disc as, like, a unlock code, essentially? So, it's stupid. I don't know. It's just, like, a sad future we're facing where physical media is dying.
We're literally at the last step before.
Right.
This is actually it. Well, we've all been calling it.
It's like everything too, right? Like think of how many like movies and shows are like on streaming services where like you can never own those, right? And when they're gone, they're gone. If like Netflix died tomorrow,
right? Well, just
Stranger Things is gone, all of that's gone. Like me and my girlfriend have been watching Severance, but she bought the Blu-ray of it, which someone made. Which is nice because you know, we don't want to sign up for Apple TV.
Oh, dude, wait, you have to talk to me about it later because I love that show. I love
we're only a couple episodes.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, I didn't finish season 2 yet.
Yeah, it's so good though. But yeah, like even getting like Blu-rays and like stuff for movies and all of that, that's getting harder, and it's just annoying. Like I don't know. I love physical media. I want it to stay.
Yeah, exactly. But they have less and less reasons to give us physical media. Like it's costing them money when they can give it to it digitally, and they can revoke it whenever they want because they're in just total control. You know,
right?
Like it just sucks. It sucks so hard. Even though we all knew this was gonna happen at some point, it's just depressing as shit. It's like, why can't we just have fun times again, and have our games actually on the console? So we lose everything, and we gotta just accept that for some reason. And Xbox, I guess, because they're multi-platform, you know, now like their publisher, they're really just like, why are we wasting our time putting this on a disc when it can just be down?
Just like make it download it,
right? Because they probably have to work. I mean, I don't know how much it differs on a PlayStation, but maybe they're like, well, if we make it actually read from the disc on a PlayStation, it's gonna be even more work versus just checking that it exists and then you download the rest of the game. Because I assume it just works like a game key card where it's what's it called? Where you're not playing anything from the you can't play anything because you're downloading it from the servers. It's just there to check that you have it.
Right.
No, but it's just like I used to love collecting physical games, and I saw the writing on the wall, and it just like it annoyed me. You know, it's like now,
right?
I agree. That PC, like I'm primarily a PC gamer, so like everything can be digital, and I like spending. For me, I like spending bigger money on collectibles like Elden Ring, like the collector's edition stuff like that. Even though,
Right.
You get a download code and you do get a steel case, which represents it, which to me is like just fine enough. But it'd be like I love what you have, where you have like a huge display of all the games. But it's gotta suck to like know that you open that up and you have a game key card or a disc that really it actually isn't on there. It's just for looks.
Right. It's just all fake. Right. You're just buying basically a piece of plastic. Just like, oh, I own this game. It's cool, right? Like, and it's the same thing we talked about with Nintendo, right? With the game key cards. Like, eventually there will be a time where none of these games work if you have to install all the games once they shut the servers down and stuff. So it's like, what's the point anyway? You're limiting how long you're putting an end date essentially on me owning this property.
I have seen though that like and I didn't think about this as an argument, but people are saying, well, the problem with discs is that there's a thing called disc rot, and it's like after like 16 years, Blu-ray discs just like start to die.
I have seen that.
So like,
but I think there's way to preserve it as well.
Really?
So like, but it can happen, right? And that's fine. Like that, whatever that happens, it is what it is.
Disc rot is rare since comics. I mean, like, it might be rare because it hasn't fully taken effect yet from just due to age.
It hasn't really been 16
years.
I
don't know.
I don't know.
But not. I
don't think it has.
People aren't like Derek that just hold on to their games forever.
Right.
So, but it's just like it like physical media. It just sucks because that they're anything physical at some point the physical part of it will die. It just depends how long it is. Versus digital, it won't until like you just can't download it again, and you just gotta hold on to it forever. I don't know. See, that's why I don't like the game key cards. I wish it was like it did download to the cartridge, so then it makes it physical. So that way they don't have to load it onto the game key card, but you still get the game and whatnot. But I don't know. It's just
annoying,
right?
It's just like the downfall of gaming, I guess, as we know it.
Right?
It's just gonna be different.
I'm actually, because you mentioned with Severance and stuff like that. Do you think we're gonna see movies just not being available on Blu-ray or anything?
I think like the big movies, right? Like your Disney's, your Marvel, your like Harry Potters and stuff. I think those will always have a place. But like all of these ones that are like straight to Netflix, all of these shows that are like, Last of Us and Stranger Things, they're not gonna make Blu-rays or anything of it because to them, right? If I'm subscribed to Netflix and I watch Stranger Things, and then I cancel my Netflix subscription, right? The only way for me to ever watch Stranger Things again is to sign back up for Netflix. If they make a Blu-ray, right, people will just be like, oh, well, I'll buy the Blu-ray and cancel my Netflix subscription.
Right.
So it's like, I understand the business aspects of it. But I mean, like, I could see where movies and TV shows are like, we're not going to make like a physical version. Why would we do that? We've partnered with like HBO Max to have streaming services to have our movies. So like, why would we offer another option for them, right?
Right, yeah.
That? So I could see it. It's dirty. I think it's a dirty practice, but it's kind of like where we're at,
Plus they save money from not having to produce, manufacture the...
Right. You're right. If you don't have to make all these Blu-rays and whatever and special editions or whatever they do, it saves them money, I'm sure.
Because I don't even see what the future is for discs. Granted, like I'm sure that we could invent technology to have a disc hold more storage, which is like the whole point, right? But at this point, why bother if we're just going digital?
At this point, what's the point?
Right, exactly.
Everything's going digital. Music's digital only, basically.
Yeah,
and the only physical format is actually they reverted and went back to vinyls. So
yeah, isn't that weird? And I love collecting vinyls. It's dude, I hate that we don't get digital download codes with vinyls anymore.
That's the only thing that's annoying. Yeah.
I hate that. It drives me crazy.
I wish, yeah, I wish they would. I wish they would do that. But yeah, we like went back to vinyls, and like that's great. Like I love that. You know?
Right.
I miss having a CD player in my car though, because I have like CDs still that I would love to listen to. But you know, like I play my record player at home all the time. It's great, you know. But yeah, like, you know, music has already gotten rid of CDs, right? Movies I could see being the last frontier, but they'll get rid of them. Games are gonna get rid of them. Computers, I mean, hell, you don't even like install Windows or anything with a computer anymore.
So. Right, they give you a download or just like you need a USB. Actually, you normally just need your own USB to download the operating system too, and that sucks.
Right.
I think I hate that we don't get DVD drives with our PCs. That was always great.
Yeah.
It just it's like this all digital future is like it's convenient. It just for a physical collector, it just kind of blows. And with the music aspect, it's such a weird. I have mixed feelings about it only because it's like I love that I can just listen to whatever I want with this massive catalog. Right. Even though for the most part I just listen to the same things over and over in terms of like bands and stuff like that. But realistically, it's like if I bought all the albums that I listened to, I would probably put way more money into that than I do paying for, you know, Apple Music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know. So like it sucks, but I mean, at least in our case, I do like collecting vinyls for like Disturbed, Nothing More, This Wildlife, like for the bands I'm like super into. Like right. I like, and I listen to them when I can on my vinyl, but or my vinyl player, but I just like owning them. It just feels nice to like display it and like add like a wall piece. Especially my Disturbed one, but
right. I like the big cover arts. They just look nice. They present nice.
Oh, and then like when they go like above and beyond and make the actual vinyl itself unique, like Mayday Parade does a really good job of making their vinyls like e-colored and stuff like that. Yeah,
colorful and stuff. Yeah.
Disturbed did it with their like the Sickness remaster. I don't know. I like that those little things. You know, I know what you said about the CD player, but to me, I would hate like putting in different CDs. I don't know. To me, it would just annoy me, but I could see how people would want that again, like yourself,
right?
Like because cars still have it, or
yeah,
even newer cars can still have them.
Yeah.
I just
I just picked up an iHome again,
really,
like an antique store, which was like really like hit me in the heart a little. But just to like listen to my iPod again and just like have it playing in the background in the house. Like,
did it hit you in the heart because you betrayed Apple and you left them? Is that why?
Right. I was like, why don't you make iPods anymore? Why do you hate me? Like, if you made iPods anymore, I'd still be an Apple like person. Really? Absolutely. But you took away the iPod, and I like can never forgive them for that. And I get like MP3 players are dead, right? Your phone's an MP3 player.
Isn't it just like an iPad mini? That's like, it's literally, you know, like it's the same thing.
But I like iHomes too are just like extinct. Like the whole ecosystem of an iPod's gone, but whatever.
Anyway, so Doom Dark Ages is only being...
Anyway, Doom Dark Ages is gonna suck. Bye.
That's not true. I mean, I've only heard great things. I heard the worst thing I heard is that the level design is kind of like lackluster, but I'm not.
I'm excited. I always like those games. And they're just like fun to play.
Game Pass, pretty, you know, great to have. It just like your original point. It just weird and sucks that it's basically you get it physically to download it, and it just that always stings. Like at that point, just sell it to me on a thumb drive, and you know, and just like download it from there, and then just toss it. I don't know. I just like console players are now dealing with what PC players have, which is, you know, a digital only world, and it really shouldn't be that way because you got a console, and it's also why probably the next consoles are going to be all digital.
Yeah.
I really don't see it like any other way. Like, why would they? Well, they actually, no, they might for backwards compatibility reasons. Like, you know, like they know, hey, people have PS5 games and Xbox Series X, but why would, you know, it's like I think they'd only have it just to recognize those games. They probably don't even care that people use it for like a Blu-ray player to watch movies. Like
Right,
they just don't care.
Even that's like outrageous anymore, right? Who like uses a Blu-ray player? Who watches movies that way other than streaming?
The right way.
Right, the correct way.
CJ, I don't see them taking a step down in performance to fit a CD drive. I don't see them taking a step down in performance to fit a CD drive. I don't understand. Wait, what do you mean?
Like components in a system. If they take out the CD drive, it makes more room for like fans or a bigger CPU. Or whatever.
I know. I mean, if Apple can get away with removing the aux port and then everyone else followed suit, and we've seen nothing drastically change, then we're not going to see anything big change from like a console not having their disk drive. It may just give them a little more wiggle room to work with the components, but I don't see them being like, oh, this will revolutionize with the extra space. We'll be able to add, X amount more. Right. I don't see it, but I mean, I guess it's possible. No, but says at the same time, people like the novelty of owning a physical game a physical copy of a game. It's a selling point. No, see well, right. That's what we're talking about. It's just that like there's a collector. He loves physical games, but it just sucks because if you buy Doom, for example, on the PS5, you get a disc, but you're basically playing a digital game because you're still downloading it. Granted, console players are being screwed for left and right because even like we mentioned at the beginning, it's like, okay, cool, you got a physical game, but you still have to you have to have a version of it installed to your hard drive, which like defeats the purpose.
Right.
It's like, okay, but I guess it kind of resolved the whole like scratch disc issue, because if it's not reading the entire game from the disc, then
it doesn't matter what the disc.
Right, exactly.
It's in or whatever,
yeah. Anyway, the future's terrible. That's the moral of the story.
You don't own anything. It's all digital.
Yep. Deal with it.
Taken away at any moment.
Deal with it, piggies.